Patrick writes, he says, please don't forget my request for you to do a video on giving in secret. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. If you recall, I replied a few weeks back questioning on how God views these corporations and organizations publicly bragging about money raised for charities and for those in need. Thank you and God bless. Let's open to Matthew, the book of Matthew, and chapter 6. And look at verses 1 through 4. Now, it's always best when Jesus Christ, right, answers the question versus me. So here we go. Matthew chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. And if you'd like to read this out loud for me, it would make me very happy. Amen? Be careful, take heed, that you do not do your alms before men, to be seen of them. Otherwise, you have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Verse 2. Therefore, say therefore, when thou doest thy alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Verse 3. But when thou give alms, that means giving, tithing, contributions. Let not thy know what thy right hand is doing, verse number 4, that thy alms may be in secret, and thy Father, which seeth thee in secret, himself, shall reward these openly. Amen? Okay, so Jesus clearly condemns institutions, corporations, buildings, and charitable organizations that plaster their names of the donors and publicly identifying them. Why does the Lord condemn this action? And the answer is extremely obvious. It works. It works very well to entice somebody to give to the work of the Lord when their contribution receives a tax deduction or a plaque on the pew. They raise money that way because it works. Now, I've told you guys in this church many times, I don't know what you give, I don't see what you give, and I tell my treasurer not to tell me when large checks come in because I don't want to look at you differently. I don't want you to look at me differently. I don't want my left hand to know what my right hand is doing. Now, when people give large charitable contributions, there is obviously a tax deduction to that. And when there's a tax deduction, sometimes the motive for giving can be wrong. When celebrities on television announce that they'll be giving money to charitable contributions, it really is rooted in the wrong motive. People would rather give money for the recognition of man and not the recognition of God. So why should Christians give privately and anonymously? Church, to please our Papa in heaven, so that our motive is pure. So when you give to the church this morning, remember, I don't need to know what you're giving or not giving. God does. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Give the Lord a big God bless. Amen. Ushers, you can come up.